20 years ago, there was an engine who overcame so much to get to the North Pole. Its coaches filled with children, a reluctant conductor, and a boy filled with curiosity and a special gift. Much time had passed. The Polar Express was destined to make the trip to the North Pole. The conductor, who had since retired, was called in on an emergency basis. I wouldn't miss this for the world. He boarded the train, and the engine departed. The journey was rather uneventful. However, the snow fell lightly, and the coaches clattered along. The engine was much older now than it was back then. Soon the train rumbled overhead. Then it happened. The engine stopped altogether. Upon inspection, the engine had developed metal fatigue from all the many travels to the North Pole. This meant that the Polar Express would be either given an overhaul and allow for another engine to take the train, or the final firing would commence. On the island of Sodor, the many engines were busy getting ready for Christmas Eve. The island underwent so many challenges this year, and they were looking forward to the days ahead. Sir Topham Hatt was busy making the last of the arrangements. He was waiting outside his office when I arrived. Ah, Brandon, glad you have arrived. I would like you to take these trucks to Elsbridge. Understood, sir. And I made my way to the platform. I was coupled to the train, and made my way through the snow. It was a splendid journey. The snow fell lightly, and the trucks didn't try any of their trickery. This is going down in history, I said. Then I arrived at the station. As I was uncoupled, I noticed a news bulletin on the opposite platform. The headline read, Polar Express, Future Uncertain. I read carefully. I sensed something was very wrong. We have to tell Sir Topham Hatt. I told Thomas, who was waiting with Annie and Clarabelle. What do you mean, Brandon? He's quite busy, and then he saw the bulletin. Thomas was very shocked. You're right, Brandon. Go tell Sir Topham Hatt. I will continue my pasture runs till there's an update. Hopefully the update is sooner than later. As I made my way back to Knapford, Sir Topham Hatt was in his office enjoying his buttery dish when the telephone rang. Who could be calling at this hour? Sir Topham Hatt answered the telephone. Yes. Understood. Will inform everyone. Thank you for informing me. Goodbye. Sir Topham Hatt was saddened, yet stern. He made his way to the sheds that evening to tell the other engines. I just got a call from a railway in the States. Turns out that the Polar Express is out of commission, and thus is unable to take the children to the North Pole. If it can't be mended in time, then I am afraid that the train will have to be postponed till next year. The engines were very shocked. I assure the workmen will do all that they can to get the engine back in service. Sir Topham Hatt walked sadly back to his office. The others, despite the situation, tried to remain optimistic as possible. Meanwhile, in the States, the workmen tried everything in their power to get the Polar Express mended, but to no avail. However, on Sodor, Sir Topham Hatt received a letter from England saying that the Flying Scotsman was to visit. Oh, golly, I'd best tell the engines, and Sir Topham Hatt told them that evening. Everyone, I just received a letter from England saying that Flying Scotsman will arrive on Sodor first thing tomorrow. We must prepare everything in time for his arrival, boomed Sir Topham Hatt, and he walked as quickly as he can back to his office. Not the office, of course, because, well, no, God, please, no! Damn, what a roast. By myself, no less. You roasted yourself, goddammit. Oh, shit, yeah, I did. Anywho, as Sir Topham Hatt was preparing for Scotsman's imminent visit, he arrived ahead of schedule. Ah, brother, welcome home. Thank you, brother. It's great to be back. And, what the? It's best you don't ask, Scotty. Very well, then. Then Scotsman saw the downcast expression on a few faces. Oh dear, why so sad? Christmas Day is almost here. The Polar Express may be scrapped soon, if they can't mend him in time for his trip to the North Pole. It's not looking good by all accounts. At least that's what my driver told me. Scotsman saw how downcast everyone was and thought of an idea that could help save the Polar Express. Meanwhile, at the workshops, the workmen worked their hardest as ever trying to overhaul the legendary engine. The conductor was getting concerned. He made a call to the said workshops. Hello? No response. Hello? Is anyone there? Do you copy? Then static. Then silence. Christmas just won't be Christmas without you, old boy. As the conductor prayed to the moon that was high, which eventually it did lay low, it for some reason didn't carry across the depths below. Oh shit. Anywho, Sodor was readying for yet another celebration of the holiday seasons once more. Gordon rushed through with the express. Henry roared over the hill with his long heavy train, and James was pulling a special, oh lol. Anyways, everyone was trying to be festive in spite of the future of the Polar Express. This snow is amazing. Really now, Brandon. Be careful, Gordon. You don't want to be buried alive with your snow machine. Don't remind me. Oh, that's my guard's whistle. Oh my god. Oh my god, eh, Gordon? Gordon leashed violently away. The passengers were impressed. The Scotsman, who was in a siding taking on water, saw everything and laughed. Oh, little brother, you can't catch a break now, can you? And he popped to the station to collect his coaches. Thomas was at the water tower at Mirren when Scotsman rushed by. That's quite something. Scotsman thundered down the line at tremendous speed. Now this is so wonderful. Look at the view. Scotsman was so busy admiring the view on the viaduct, he didn't see up ahead that the center points at the junction were set against Scotsman and his train. The driver applied the brakes and were able to stop just in time. Luckily, no one was hurt, but the culprit wasn't too hard to find. Thanks to Scotsman's driver, the ice jammed the point. After using hot cinders from Scotsman's fire, the fire was able to melt the ice. Once the points were corrected, Scotsman resumed his journey. Carefully along the way, he had a thought regarding the Polar Express. I need to do something about this. I can't let an engine of such greatness go to waste. Scotsman thought long and hard, but he didn't know what to think, because he was so focused on getting his train to the station at the end of the line. At the end of the line, Sir Chapman was waiting for him. Scotsman, you're just in time. I just got off the telephone. I have invited everyone back to the sheds. It's essential once you're done here, come meet us as fast as you can. Yes, sir. Understood. Sir Chapman walked back to his office. Scotsman was soon uncoupled, and he made his way to the sheds. Sir Chapman had a vital announcement to make. Everyone, I have good news and some news you may not want to hear. The engines were waiting in anticipation. Well, the good news is that an overhaul was conducted on the Polar Express, but the bad news is that after the overhaul, a test fire was conducted. Nothing happened. But they will try again in the morning. If they can't get the engine to work, then I'm afraid that the Polar Express will be no more going forward. The engines were shocked and saddened even further. That does not mean I will give up on this issue. It's imperative that we save the engine before it's all too late. There may be a way, sir, if it works. Sir Thomas was surprised. Go on, Scotsman. If I can't take the train, I will pull the express to the North Pole. But you haven't been in America since the 60s. It was a painful task to get you back to your VR configuration. Wait, sir. I may help Scotsman with this. Brandon, I can't let you go to the North Pole. You're needed here, and what if Lady and I combined our magic powers to get Scotsman to the North Pole? Sir Tom had for a moment. All right. Very well, but please be very careful, Scotsman. The route to the North Pole is very, well, something. I teleported out of the sheds with Scotsman to the magic buffers. Were though dormant, I had access to the buffers themselves. Ready? Ready as I'll ever be. I went through the buffers. Here we go to the North Pole. We will find the Polar Express. We shall not be not denied. Enough auto-tuning, Ginger Jesus. Ah, here's Lady.
Ready for the combination, Brandon?
Always, lady. I combined my magic with lady, and in no time, Flying Scotsman was in his American configuration like he was back in the 60s. Thank you very much, you two. Now let's head to the States.
The buffers only lead to Shining Time. Take the buffers there, then portal your way to this location.
Thank you, lady and Brandon. And Flying Scotsman teleported through the buffers, not before I sang a vital message.
Now we will pray to the sun rose higher than the moon and the stars, for the Polar Express, for the rise of the Flying Scotsman. He will prevail, that he will shall collect the courageous get over Glacier Gulch. Take the children to the North Pole right now!
Scotsman arrived at the yards. He was coupled to the Polar Express's coaches and soon collected all the children and the conductor destined for the North Pole. Despite the motion sickness made through Glacier Gulch, he was able to get the train towards the North Pole. Scotsman's appearance was given high praise from everyone, especially Santa Claus. Once the children boarded the coaches, Flying Scotsman took the loop line and hurried back to the yards. Now to repay my debt. Wow, Scotsman, you're back. And say, who's that you brought back? What the? At Knapford, Sir Topman and the other engines were waiting patiently for I and the others to return. Not so much for Sir Topham Hatt. I will send a search party in one more minute, but as always, Sir Topham was interrupted. I, Lady, and the Flying Scotsman teleported. Everyone clapped and cheered. Sir Topham made an announcement. Well done, everyone. I am very proud of you all. You were able to save the Polar Express's train and deliver it to the North Pole right on time. But wait, where is the Polar Express? At that moment, a loud booming whistle could be heard. Everyone was very shocked to see a prominent tender engine painted in royal blue with gold stripes and with the numbers 1225 on both sides of its tender. Everyone was very surprised. Is that the Polar Express? New look, same old me. Wait, we never had a chance to ask your name. My name is Tom. And no, not after that parallel universe gibberish. But how? And Tom had mental fatigue. He was to be scrapped tonight. But thanks to a little magic, it went a long way. Now I can change into both my current and previous form. Everyone celebrated, clapped, and cheered. Let the Christmas celebrations begin. Tom took his coaches across the island of Sodor, giving everyone life-lasting memories. The conductor was so proud that his old friend was back in action. So Tom had made arrangements so that every Christmas, Tom would take both his usual Polar Express route to the North Pole and to Sodor on the same night. Everyone was extremely proud that Christmas was saved once more, thanks to Scotsman, Lady, and myself. That night, as Tom said goodbye to Sodor, he whistled thank you goodbye to everyone he passed, as Sodor was going to have another successful Christmas holiday season. The island couldn't imagine what they would have to face next, but that's a story for another day.
Children sleeping, snow is softly falling, dreams are calling, like bells in the distance. We were dreamers not so long ago, but one by one we all had to grow up. it seems the magic slipped away, we find it all again on Christmas Day. Believe in what your heart is saying, hear the melody that's playing. There's no time to waste, there's so much to celebrate. Believe in what you feel inside and give your dreams the wings to fly. You have everything you need if you just believe. Trains move quickly to the journey's end. Destinations are where we begin again. Ships go sailing far across the sea, trusting starlight to get where they need to be. When it seems that we have lost our way, we find ourselves again on Christmas Day. Believe in what your heart is saying, hear the melody that's playing. There's no time to waste, there's so much to celebrate. Believe in what you feel inside and give your dreams the wings to fly. You have everything you need if you just believe. If you just believe. If you just believe. If you just believe. Just believe. Just believe.
Thank you.